Okay, so we are now live. Gonna do a unboxing of PS5 controller, Spiderman, Miles Morales, Sackboy, Big Adventure, and as a bonus, an Xbox wireless controller. What they're calling Xbox wireless controller, which is the Xbox Series X or Series X controller, shop blue version, and a HD camera as well. I've got a few other controllers here for comparison. A PS3, this is the DualShock 3 version, PS4, and the Xbox, basically the one that I got with my Xbox Series X. Console that first ever console I've ever bought, or I've ever had, that I didn't get games for, which is, I'm just about to pop this stream on YouTube so I can see if there's any comments. Looking from the floor, that just looked into my skin. It was unpleasant. There we go, 2 people watching, only 1 now. Okie dokie, so need to switch accounts. Bear with me a second, 1 moment. Let me sort out a couple of things. Almost ready. Okay, so yeah, let's begin with. Okay, so what to do first? Let's do Spiderman Miles Morales. Okay, so we've got the little front over here, got the back. Can you see that from that angle? No, you can't. So let me do it a little lower. Let me just change the camera angle a bit. How's that? Okay, that looks all good. So we've got the front right here. Yeah. And we've got the back. So what does it say? Be greater, be yourself, experience the rise of Miles Morales as a new hero, masters incredible explosive new powers to become his own Spider-Man. And 1 player, 15 minimum, vibration function, trigger effect supported. So let's get into this. Let's say PlayStation 5. So Insomniac Games. One of the launch titles I had for the PS3, Resistance Fall of Man, was from Insomniac Games as well. Nice little come full circle. That's just the first game I played. The Resistance Fall of Mammoth. I remember getting that. 23rd of December 2007. My dad's birthday is just 2 days before that. When we were making the jockeys for him, I was like, nice for me. And I remember that it was a Friday, 23rd, not December. Did I say December? 23rd of March. 23rd of March 2007. And yeah, my dad's birthday is in March, 2 days before. And I remember it was a Friday, I was at school, the concert arrived at home, I was going to race my mate back to see who could play it first, and he lived near where my dad was picking me up. I was only a few minutes away from where he lived, walking, but he was walking home, and I was going to get picked up. I was late to my last class at school, which was PE, because I was hanging out with my friends talking about the PS3 and how I was going to play when I got back. So I was late to PE, I had to stay back for detention. And I remember running to get to the bridge, which is where my dad picked me up from. And I remember getting there, everyone had gone. So it was just my dad that was going. I remember getting over, just like waving to him to stop. Just before he turned left, he stopped. So I got in there, he was super pissed. So I was like, I'm going home now. I get home, I want to play, but I was like, oh, let me just hoover up first. I'm like, hoover up? I want to play the PS3? Yeah. Okay, so inside here. Okay, so the side, so it still looks very similar because I've got PS4 game right here. Now, if you can even see my shelf there, no, you can't. Okay, so this is a PS4 game. Looks very similar. The font is the same, just white with black instead of blue with white. At the back does look pretty different in terms of the way all of this stuff is laid out. Sides are pretty similar, to be fair. It's a shame that they didn't update it. Like the Xbox One, the Xbox Series. That's a stupid word. You can call it just Xbox Series. It's like hardly updated at all. First PS5 game. Feels strange having the game 6 days before launch, but I had him yesterday, 7 days before launch. 3 generations and we're still on the Blu-ray. That is a testament to how good the Blu-ray. Obviously, it says Ultra HD Blu-ray, so it is slightly different. They are higher capacity nowadays, but it's still the Blu-ray tech. DVD generally only lasted 1 generation, and DVD lasted 1 gen. Because even Wii U had Blu-ray. I like the way the Wii U discs felt. Got kind of you got a reversible cover inside as well. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's it for Spiderman. Let me move on to Sackboy, A Big Adventure. So we've got the front, back. It says stuffed, stitched, zipped. Save craft world from the dastardly Vex in this epic and perilous platforming 3D adventure and fulfill your destiny as the legendary knitted knight of the Magisphere. Go solo, join friends in unmissable party play, explore handcrafted worlds with new moves and gadgets, face loads of varied and unpredictable challenges. Only Stephen Fry will do a voiceover again in here. 1 to 4 players, 2 to 4 network, 31 gig minimum, vibration and function and improving effects supported. Oh yeah, that's cool. This will be just like a nice fun game. Okay, so let's get in there. This one sort of has a reversible cover as well. these games. I've got card holders as well. That's coming with one of, you know, with the console that I've ordered. So I can't actually get that. I haven't got that yet. Okay, so let's get on to one of these. Let's crack open the. Actually, I'll do the controller last. I want to do this first. Have a look how this was. No, literally, it was like that. It's like somebody's tried to get in there and then resealed it up. It's like, which retard sealed this? Honestly, yeah, like, you can easily open that and then put it back in. Now what's going to happen, I'm going to open it and go in no camera in here. It seems pretty weighty, so something's in there. Maybe some like brick. Remember that back in 2006 actually, that's when the PS3 came out in the US and Japan, there were people stuffing it with dirt and bricks. The things people do. It is small. Right. I will show you the other PS thing that's connected over there. Nice, tiny. Connects via USB port, which is nice. And put your little stand here. That feels nice. Feels pretty premium. This just looks like a mini version of the other one. The thing I'm disappointed by is that this can't be used for VR. You need that other camera. Obviously, if you've got VR, you should have that other camera as well. You would have bought it. But it just means I have to leave that other camera there as well. As well using this. On the bright side, because my entertainment setup is, the wiring's, kind of hidden, and it takes a bit of time to route it. It's not just dangling everywhere. It means I can just get this sort of already arranged in advance, because all the other cables in terms of power, in terms of HDMI and Ethernet are already all there. So, yeah. It does make things pretty nice from that perspective. I really do like this. This does feel nice. Okay, what else we got in here? Got a little instruction manual. That's it. So instruction manual and the camera. Put this back and see what the. Okay, the cable at the end feels pretty nice. I think that was one gripe I had with the PS4 cable. They felt as generic, whereas the Xbox cables or the Xbox One were felt premium. And I would say I'm a Sony, like for sure, I'm a Sony fanboy, but they just weren't that good quality. Like they just felt generic. They weren't bad quality. They just felt like, meh. This is an interesting design. They got this little flap to make it easy to pull out instead of trying to shimmy it out. I think that's pretty cool. That's a nice little touch that you don't need to add, but it helps. It does help. Okay, so this is all like it's sealed in now. It could easily pass as a new one now. Except for the fact the flap's not sticking out anymore. Let me unbox the flap. Okay, before I do the controller, I'll do the Xbox One X controller. See, like with this, you can't do that. There's a little thing you have to pull like that, and it'd be the way the sticker is designed. It's very hard to take it off otherwise. So I do that. You like the two-tone colour. Feel even more big matte on the front than the other one. Let me is it that they should wax some batteries in there. Cheeky. The compartment is nice. What I would have liked, instead of them selling the plate charge, because their excuse is not having batteries, you get to choose if you want something that is like a rechargeable solution like the play and charge kit, or you can swap batteries, which is very fast in terms of getting a full charge if you've got them and you don't mind wasting batteries. But if they really want to go down that route, they should just, I know obviously it's a hit on their profits, but they should just put the play and charge in here. So it's just already there, and then you have a choice. Then it's like, yeah, it's basically rechargeable, but I think I'm going to use this controller now from the black one. So this is the one that came in the box with the Xbox Series X. This is the blue one. Comparison with the PS3 controller. Ooh, almost dropped that. Here is the PS4 controller, the DualShock 4. They're calling the new PlayStation controller the DualSense. I'm trying to be, up there, the batteries is underneath. That's where I took it out. That flap must have fallen. I didn't see it. And then below we got some user manual, warranty guide. We do have a Ultimate Game Pass as well. There's a code on it. Redeem code for 14 days free. I will keep that. I may need it. So lucky. Yeah, thank you very much. Hi-Fi or H-Wi-Fi. I'm lucky to get this stuff early. Well, they were shipping it. They actually brought the release date forward for the game and the accessory for the PS5. I've got two suspicions of why they did that. One, to make sure there's no extra load on the delivery services, on the delivery companies come next week, so the consoles can go out as smooth as possible. The other thing I'm thinking is, if they put them in now, that might do some disruption to the Xbox. I mean, unlikely, but you never know. And there might be a third reason. They're thinking, okay, because it's going to be difficult to go and get games. Well, you can't really get games, at least not in the UK, because of the lockdown, national lockdown, and probably in other places of the world as well. But it's more of the UK, this release date is. And by thinking, let's make sure people have the accessories in their games. So once they get their console, they're sorted. Probably a mixture of reasons. Okay, so time to open this. Let's see if I can open this in a way that I can seal it back up, make it look new then. I think I'm already ruining the tape. Did they have that tab? They don't have the tab on this one. Right. That's stupid. Because after after seeing that tab, I'm like, I want a tab. Now it's just really awkward to get out. I'm hitting that pretty hard. That just doesn't open. Unless I'm meant to open. Nah, I'm not meant to open it like that. Am I? I'm gonna open this one the wrong way now. See, this way I'm gonna have to rip the box, which I don't want to do. Sort of push it out from the bottom. That box just does not want to come out. Is it meant to come out? I'm pretty sure it is. See, I was putting on that pretty darn hard. Harder than you should ever have to. I feel like it's just caught and think, ah. That's the last thing that I wanted to do was rip it. Oh. That's really upset me now. Come on. Nah. What the hell is going on with this? Let's take this inside box out. Are you not meant to take it out? Then how would you open that now? This just doesn't seem right. Yeah, the first time that I'm about to hold the controller. It's definitely big, no doubt about that. But it does feel good. Feels really good. So I've seen online that this sort of pattern, this grip, is a bunch of PlayStation face buttons of the triangle, square, circle, and X. But it feels really good. So if we go back to the OG PS3 controller, which is small, does not feel as good. Then we go to this. This feels nice in the hand, but still size-wise pretty darn similar. Then we get this bad boy. It just dwarfs this. Yeah, that feels nice. Let's try and think about these buttons. What I think about the buttons. And the thing is, after using the new Xbox controller, there's a really tricky set of buttons. These, which obviously I'm playing using the PS3 one as well, and PS4. They do have more of a mushy feel to them. Let's press the PlayStation button. He's trying to sync to something. Got a USB Type-C port there. This is going to be the new controller. So it's still sticking with the touch bar. So this is I use the blue one as a comparison. Size comparison. The PlayStation controller is closer in terms of size. And if you look at the back as well, at that front part there, they have a very sort of similar vibe to them. So I'm just taking some keys from box up. controller they showed off in E3 2005 that never actually made it to final production. I actually wanted that. I was like, I wouldn't mind it trying that. I can imagine it, curving the hand quite nicely. This has that vibe to it. I don't know what it is. It feels like that. So this is going to be the new controller going forward. There's a mark from mute button, which is nice. 3.5mm jack. The wireless charge, no wireless charging, sort of easy connection charging on docks, USB Type C, touch bar, R1, L1, R2, R2. They definitely feel good. Yeah, the PS3 triggers felt whack. PS4 felt good, but it felt like there wasn't much resistance in them. And these have nice, but the buttons are pretty solid. More grip, yes, definitely. You feel like the sticks feel and have a kind of a Xboxy vibe to them. When I said hated the look of the PS5 controller until I've seen it now. Trust me, it's good. Can't wait for you to hold it as well next week and see what you think of it. Okay, so the L1 and R1 buttons are bigger as well. If we look at them on here, they're tiny. They're a bit bigger. Then they're pretty tiny on here. But, yeah, that's it really. Feels good, there's no compartment. That textured grip is not as pronounced as it is on the Xbox controller. Not preferring on the Xbox controller. Also like on the Xbox controller, there's a bit of a grip on certain part of the triggers as well. I think that is a nice little touch. They do not have that on here. Not the end of the world, but it's a nice little touch. Like both controllers clearly have some edges of the other. But like I said, that one on the Xbox, the D-pad is slick, super clicky. It's got like sort of a design where you can easily click the in-between buttons as well, like a rocking system. And this D-pad, in my opinion, does not feel as good. I think when you're doing sort of fine motion in things like the old Crash Bandicoot games, this that feels nice. That does. But what this has better is built-in battery. The touch bar, it has haptic, triggers, which the original Xbox One controllers did have. They just I didn't like them back then. It has a built-in mic as well, which is nice. Which is a nice touch. Just imagining playing Sackboy: A Big Adventure. So yeah, that is it. We've done the unboxing. I won't unbox this controller. It's not now. What does it say? Haptic feedback, adaptive triggers. I say haptic triggers, I mean adaptive triggers. Built-in microphone, signature comfort as well. Heighten your senses. Spielmet Zintwigen. Scharfe deine Sinne. Scatena, Itwai, Sensi. Elevator was lens. Compatible hardware. Yeah, a PS5. I'm still waiting for mine. DualSense wireless controller and instruction manual. Again, no cable with it. That's it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'll be doing a PS5 unboxing next week. There's a Xbox Series X